I'm hijacking your show.
Oh no, not again!
I can't let you have anything to yourself.
Dang, I can't believe I'm gonna get exposited towards.
Oh god. Alright, so I initially promised going through Power Rangers, but fuck, dude. Like, I don't think I have the time or patience to go through that. But
It's only, what, 50 episodes?
It was in the high 40s at least. And
all these Ultramans have been in the 50s.
Yeah, but
and except for Q, I think that was like 40.
Yeah, but you don't work as much as I do, and...
Dang, you got me.
And I also have other things I want to be doing.
Dang, I can't believe you don't want to spend untold hours on Power Rangers. Just for my enjoyment.
I mean, it's a really dumb show, but like... I don't know, it's like...
But I hear you've got another dumb show to exposit me.
Yeah, so... A long time ago...
In a galaxy far, far away?
Not quite. Pretty close to home, to be honest. There was a show coming out that I was aware of about a guy turning into a dog. And I knew how cursed it was. I had a pretty good preview of how bad it was going to be, but I was like... Would anyone actually watch this with me? And your brother was like, I'll watch it with you. And I'm like, I don't know if I feel comfortable watching this with anyone. So
I mean, he would have watched it with you.
Oh, I guarantee he would. But we've done a watch of anime with your brother, and he doesn't watch anime the same way that we do. Where we like to talk over it and talk shit. So, I didn't want to sit there in silence during this. So, I decided to subject myself to this on my own. And it took me a long time. This show caused me more physical pain than anything I have ever tried to watch. And it is... I mean, you guys already know from the title. It's My Life is Inukai-san's dog.
Sounds hot.
It's not! It's really not! I mean, there are parts where it's like... Yeah, it's a girl and she's naked, but it's like... Then you start thinking about it and it's like, it's not okay! So anyway, let's start with episode 1. I only started keeping track of the titles at like 12, so... I'm sorry, but it'll be fine. So yeah, our protag is a dog. I will refer to him as Protog. It's like Protag, but yeah, stupid. He has no idea why or how, go figure. Inukai-san really likes dogs. She takes him into the shower because that's what you do with a puppy. His tail wags in her lap, luckily not for long. Don't worry, we'll go back to that. A full minute and 20 seconds straight of watching her bathe. I literally timed it. God. It's like, alright, I get it. But you've only got like 10 minutes of episode here. Why are you wasting it? Regardless, she then proceeds to lick and suck on his nose. She doesn't really like her mom, or really anybody. And some serious sub-pet play vibes going on, which she's like putting the collar on him, and it's just like, this is appealing to a certain group of people. So yeah, episode 2. They really like drawing Inukai-san as detailed as they can. You got a body fetish, they got you covered.
Wait, hang on.
Like, the still art of this show, like the individual frames, they're fine. Like when they're doing their fan service shit. The problem is that it's animated like crap. It doesn't look good in motion, but it's like they're really putting in the body detail, like muscles, like general, like later, like you start seeing like she's like bent over and you see like the usual, like this person isn't quite like washboard flat, so like there's a little bit of like pudge, and I'm like, wow, they drew that. That's for somebody. Cool. cool. But yeah, it's walking time. To dodge a baseball, Pro Dog knocks her over, nose goes right up her skirt and under the underwear.
As you do.
And he's just trapped there, trying to get out, doesn't know where he is.
What kind of dog is he?
Pretty sure he's like a puppy Shiba Inu.
Okay, because, like, that would make a difference between what...
He's pretty small. Like, he's a relatively small dog.
Well, I was thinking, like, if he was a pug, like, he would have a short nose, and he'd, like, sit all the way up there, but...
It's a little bit long, like, the manga is him in first person, so, like, when he's a dog, you will see his snout.
Okay.
Like, they sometimes show that, but it's very weird. So yeah, more nose licking. That's what you wanted, right? Inukai is a yandere for dogs. She will cut you. Like, she is horribly jealous of anyone who even makes eyes at her dog.
Okay. I was thinking, like, she will cut you if you are a dog.
No.
I don't want that.
No, she will cut you if you show... Like, it's real bad. She takes a picture of him peeing. Yeah, she is way too excited about watching the dog pee. She is literally panting and taking pictures.
As you do.
Nekotani appears. She's a Gyaru girl, that kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
She is scared of dogs. She lives next door to his human house, so he wants her to take him home so he can get back to his house. Because he's still trying to figure out how the fuck he turned into a dog. That's still... Okay. Also, he has a crush on Inukai-san, whatever. I fucked up that name. We'll get to an explanation of why. Prototype Dog chases Nekotani across the room and out into a hallway. Prototype Dog ends up her shirt to defeat Centipede. So a centipede is on the wall and it like falls into her shirt, and Pro Dog is like, I gotta save her, but this girl is terrified of dogs, so she's like, the dog's being mean to me, and like chases her around. It's like, no, you need to stop. There's a freaking centipede, and he's like right up her shirt, and it's got all the faces and noises that you would want if this were involving two humans instead of a dog. But, you know, whatever. Dog gets yeeted, her words. Licks her knee to make her less scared. She, like, banged her knee in the process. This angers the yandere demon Inukai, who hurts herself on purpose to make him lick. Literally, is evil aura, and then, like, kicks the wall. And, like, horribly bruises her foot, and then, like, holds it out. And I'm like, this is fucked up. And then, I forgot to mention, basically it's an orgasm when he does lick it.
Well, maybe she's got ticklish feet.
Oh, don't worry. Foot licking comes back.
No.
It's bad. Then summons him home up her dress.
Okay.
Yes. Don't worry. That'll come up later. Episode 4. Fucking opens on Inukai in a bikini with ears, a tail, and paws barking at Pro Dog.
Is she on all fours?
All fours, wagging her butt at him. Her mom walks in. Inukai fails to play it off. Best scene in the show so far. She fucking goes rigid and is just like, what do you want? And her mom's just like, okay. So yeah, and this is where the show tries to get a little deep. Don't worry, I won't do that very often. I said, like, I think Inukai is a furry, which is fine, minus the dog fetish stuff with the actual dog. Like, I don't know if she's actually a furry, but
I don't think furries would claim her.
She is... I don't know. It's really zoophilia, but like... I don't know. There's a better way. There's a better way she can channel it, but like it's just bad. Yeah, a legitimately somber moment for where Inukai acknowledges how weird she feels about herself and what she likes, and Protog explains that he likes plants. Maybe not like Inukai-san likes dogs, but he isn't a people person. So Inukai apparently, he was getting made fun of for how he takes care of plants, and Inukai actually like made like a side comment to him about like people shouldn't make fun of you for that. And that's the entire reason he has a crush on her.
I mean, all it takes is one moment.
Yeah, so I said like, yep, depth like a puddle. Protog plans to get to his house from Nekotani's, the Gyaro girl. Uses Inukai-san's phone to send a package to Nekotani's house so that he can escape. He has this whole plan.
To use...
So when the delivery man comes to open the door, that gives him the chance to get out. Because his house is literally right next to hers.
Okay, but... So he's using...
her phone. With his paws.
Yeah.
To order shit.
But he's using... Not her...
Inukai-san's.
Yeah, okay. So he's using her phone to send an order to a different house. And,
yeah, because he knows her address.
Well, that's a lot of work on Amazon and whatnot. To send it to a different house.
It would be.
I don't think he could pull that off with dog paws.
He did. He's a little puppy. It's fine. So yeah, episode 5.
Wait. Okay, going back to that.
Yes.
He has her phone at the friend's house.
No. They're planning to go over to her house. And he knows about this, so he...
And he's just going to make sure the delivery guy shows up at the time he's at...
I don't know how that happens, because no delivery service is that prompt. But whatever. Maybe in Japan it's different. Fucking... Ugh. Anyway. Alright, so, episode 5. We go from nose play to tail play. It's exactly what you think it is.
I don't want to think about it, so...
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm just not.
Nekotani once again yeets Protog over to his human house. Like, he causes a whole stink with, like, goofing off and, literally jumps up her shirt. Nekotani, because Nekotani wears these, like, really loose shirts.
Yeah.
Flies up her shirt and I think like kicks off her bra. Like it's obnoxious, and uses her as she throws him because he was gonna try and jump over to his house, but he's a tiny dog. He wasn't gonna make it, so he uses Nekotani's reflexive yeeting to get him over there. So. The garden club friend who made the comment about him not really liking plants, I didn't really mention her specifically, but she's over there taking care of his plants because he's been gone for a significant amount of time. Nobody knows where he is. So he finds his Valentine's chocolate and then suddenly realizes that that's what turned him into a dog.
What?
That was the last thing he remembered. He ate some of the chocolate.
He was drugged?
He conked over, and then he just woke up as a dog.
They drugged his chocolate. This is how the show is claiming?
Kind of. It's not fully explained. We just know that the chocolate is the culprit. I mean, it was the direct catalyst. The culprit is someone else, but we'll get to that too. So we had Nekotani, Inukai, who's the main girl, and now we have Usaki Tsukishiro, who I think somebody or something, someone sorted to Tsuki or whatever. She's the garden club friend. She's got like pink hair. Tsuki likes Senpai, or she refers to him as Senpai. I guess he's actually an upperclassman compared to her. Apparently it basically admits that she likes him. And then we find out how much as she proceeds to help herself using his desk.
Okay.
While moaning about how hard he is.
The desk?
This girl is fucking horny as hell. No, she's imagining him.
Okay. But it's the desk who's really hard.
The desk, whatever. She's using the corner of the desk, and apparently this isn't even the only time this happens, but it's the only time, thank God, it happens in this section of the show. So yeah, I said, yep, this is where we are now.
I mean, you've never looked at a desk and been like, man.
No! No, I have not. That has never occurred to me. Not at all.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'll take your word for it. For now.
Alright, so, episode 6. Usagi has been taking care of his plants and not sleeping. She collapses after finding Prot Dog, and because he's been following her. He ends up underneath her dress and ends up being there while she does what she does to his desk.
How do you remain hidden in that?
It's a long dress.
You wouldn't, like, move your legs a little bit and be like...
Well, he walks along with her. Between her legs. Like, in between her... It doesn't make any sense.
If she's doing the thing with the desk, then...
He's under there. I don't know. It's a thing. But she ends up basically following her out because he can't get out. But then she finds him and takes him home. But then she collapses on the floor because, like, when she gets to her house because she hasn't been sleeping. And then starts having a sex dream about it.
About the desk?
No. About Senpai. Granted, this is like 15 minutes after desk situation, so whatever.
It would have been way funnier if it was the desk in like a school uniform.
Regardless, Prot Dog. So in the process of all this, I forgot to mention it had rained, which is why she's getting sick, I guess. So Prot Dog strips her while she has a wet dream, while also being soaked. It's a whole thing. Covers her in blankets and gets her new underwear. This dog's got skills. Like, no paws involved. It's all done with his mouth. Like, he gets the underwear on by tugging on it, like going to each side and pulling it up. And it's so ridiculous. Usagi sees Senpai as sad, sweet, and dumb. Those are her words. Wow, really swinging for the trees there. Like, she's really aiming high.
I mean, hey, you don't set your sights too far up, otherwise you fall far. I don't know. If you set them really low, there's nowhere else to go down from there.
Alright, so, and then it ends with, because she, like, came into the house and, like, immediately fell over, the door's open. And Inukai and Nekutani are trying to find her dog. And so they find this door that's open.
And they're just like, hey,
the dog's there, and there's a half-naked girl there. And Inukai is immediately having a breakdown. But some shit happens, and Usagi wakes up again. And so, yeah, Inukai and Usagi meet. Usagi being Tsuki. The one who wants to fuck the dog and the one who wants to fuck the human, but they both want the dog. Compelling. Because Usagi sees this dog reminding her of Senpai. So she calls him Senpai. Utterly fucked.
So the perfect way to settle this is like top half Senpai, human, bottom half dog.
I don't know.
Like a mermaid.
Anyway, episode 7. We must now fight for dog through panties.
Reasonable.
Which will he choose? Usagi sticks a rawhide bone in her panties, which Prot Dog feels compelled to remove, so she wins, but the bone falls out. So Inukai wins, but Prot Dog remembers the girl who gave him the chocolate that made him the dog, so now he must get to school. in the process of them fighting over this, Inukai literally says he has 19,016,238 hairs, 11,032,925 of which are brown.
I too count the hairs on my cat.
Pet Dog has accepted his lot in life as Inukai-san's pet. Some real fetish vibes going on here. I can see the trajectory of this story now. So he's got to get to school to find this girl in a lab coat who he is convinced is somehow involved. It's going to take like 6 episodes to get there, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Pro Dog must get to school, so we sweet talks Inukai into bringing him, which you should not do with a real dog. Don't bring a dog to school. Don't do that.
Okay, so when you say sweet talk, does he like
he makes
cutely bark at the bag?
He cutely makes a face at her because he knows that she wants to bring him, and so she puts him in the school bag.
So this is just Persona 5 all over again, but with a dog.
Yes.
Okay.
And that, like I said, don't bring a real dog to school. That's just unwise. Road Dog sees lab coat girl, so tries to escape. He gives the idea for a dog cafe so he can come back. So basically, they're trying to decide what to do for the school festival, and Dog gets out, but he isn't able to chase down what's her face. But because there's a dog, somebody has the idea for a dog cafe. I don't remember if it's Inukai or someone else, but that's the idea. And the literal words "beg for mommy" are said
to the dog.
Yes, she does that at school. In front of all of her classmates.
Well, she's just showing them her conviction for this dog cafe.
So yeah, the fetishes pile higher and higher. Episode 9. Dog Cafe begins. Nekatani gets covered in glue. Yep, Brazzers. Dog is glued to her skirt. Hijinks ensue. Nekatani smells like hot dogs. I think her class was doing a hot dog stand, so she smells like hot dogs, so she gets chased by dogs.
Okay, so going back to the glue thing, how does that work?
I think Inukai was outside of her classroom, like, putting decorations together, and glue happened to be used, and the glue was stepped on in the process of her running from dogs, and so the glue is stepped on, spraying Nekotani, and then somehow the dog's name is Pochita. That's the name that Inukai gave him.
That's a chainsaw man, yeah, I know.
And yeah, his paws literally get glued to her skirt, so he's flying around.
Okay, I thought she was like, covering, and like he's like on his back with his paw sticking out, and she's like carrying him around like that.
No, he's glued to her skirt, like just by the paws. So yeah, hijinks ensue. Nekatani smells like hot dogs. Old Pochita is revealed. Apparently, Inukai had a dog a while ago named Pochita, and he died. And then Nekotani thinks out loud that Pro Dog is human? Because of, I don't know, the way he acts or something? Oh shit, there were 2 pool episodes. Fuck this. Well, okay, I'm now remembering. This wasn't actually a pool episode, but the dog hijinks continue. Episode 10, To the Pool! Inukai now has the tragic dog backstory. I feel like this is just trying to retcon her fetishes and behavior. And I have some thoughts on that. It's like, I mean, I get it. I'm sure some people see this, like, social anxiety will do that. Like, that'll, like, just... If you have interests that you're convinced no one else will share, you're not going to talk about them, so people will generally think, like, you're... Like, I don't talk video games with most people at work, because most of the people I work with, pretty sure don't play them.
But you don't dress up in a bikini with a dog tail.
She only did that in the privacy of her own home, and I have done cosplay of a video game character.
I mean, I saw that you came to work like that one.
I did! Much regret.
Yeah, so much you put your 2 weeks in on that day.
Regardless. So, yeah, and I was just like, but Inukai is, like, downright venomous. That's not usually a thing you do with anxiety, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not the nicest guy at work, but that's just because of my own choices, and like I just work better when I found that I do my best when I don't have friends in my department. It just works out better that way. But I mean, at the time I was just thinking through it, and I was like, I don't really feel like that really gets across like everything that she's doing, and like if anything, that would make this like a PTSD form of like disorder, in which case the show needs to stop pretending like this is okay. If they're gonna try and pretend that it's caused by trauma.
No, but, I'm sure it's fine.
But fuck it. We don't talk about it after that.
Get back to the fan service.
Yeah, Usagi, don't worry. Usagi is back in a bunny outfit. Like, the bunny outfit.
Okay, yeah.
New battle approaching. Dog fetish fight. Ready? Go! You're I had to reference it. It's literally what it is. Anyway, episode 11, literally titled Doggy Foot Bath. Oh god, no.
Wait, is the oh god no?
No, that's me.
Oh, okay.
That's me seeing that and going like, oh no. This is the episode I watched today.
Okay.
Like that I started.
So this is all still fresh.
Yeah, this is fresh. Dog Cafe begins. Inukai is losing her mind. She's watching Pochita go around and she's clearly like can't deal with the fact that he's giving all of them attention. But then the Bunny Cafe is stealing customers. Sick the dogs on the bunnies. Easy solution. That's me.
Do they have real bunnies or?
They actually have bunnies, but
girls?
they are wearing bunny.
Okay.
It's both. Which I'm like, those rabbits would not be okay with those people.
No,
that's not how rabbits work.
No.
No, that's Anyway, lab coat girl hits Inukai with the dog human problem. Literally telling her like, what if your dog was a human? Would you like that human or would you hate that human? And she's like having a panic attack.
I mean, I would also have a panic attack if it's like, oh shit, my cat knows all my deep dark secrets, and if they turn back into a human, they are going to go to the internet real quick.
So yeah, I forgot to mention though, before this, Inukai recommends, literally by telling all of her classmates that like, oh, it's so awful. She's like, Pochita has a really rough tongue, and it feels really good when he licks your feet. And I'm like, don't tell people this! And so she's like, let's advertise that. And so the first person to show up is Usagi in her bunny outfit. And she just has an orgasm in the process of getting her feet licked, and they keep focusing on it. Of the dog licking, and I'm like, stop! It's so gross! I literally have it in here, so much foot licking, just... Ugh!
I mean, it's for somebody.
It's so bad! Oh, and it's got sound effects, and I just hate it. And it, like, cuts to, like, all the girls getting their bare feet licked, and they're all like blushing and moaning, and I'm like, stop!
Now, do any of the dudes come in to get their feet licked?
No boys at all.
What?
As far as I can tell, this is a girls-only school, and I don't understand.
Huh?
Yeah.
Why would
No, it can't be a girls-only school because the protag is a boy.
So why would you have a bunny cafe and then not have any guys show up? Isn't that like the big draw?
I don't know!
Because if you're gonna have a bunny cafe for girls, I assume you don't dress up in the bunny suits.
I don't know. I don't remember. It was just very... I didn't even think about it, but like, yeah, it's all girls getting their feet licked, and it's just like, I hate it.
And there's no guy who's like, man, I really want to see the dog. I don't need my feet licked. I just want to see the dog.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently foot baths are a thing in Japan, I guess. Because it's like brought up as like a thing. It's like, oh, it's a foot bath, but with dogs. And I'm like, that's not okay. But regardless, Yeah, so he chases down Lab Coat Girl after she's basically had Inukai have a mental breakdown. And, Lab Coat Girl knows who he is! Gasp.
So she's just like, hi, protagonist, how are you doing as a dog who has licked all
literally,
the feet?
like, just literally.
Here's a bone so you can, like, get the foot taste out of your mouth. And you stop having foot breath.
Yeah, well... She's gonna put something else in his mouth.
Oh,
anyway,
no. I hope it's the antidote. And one of those Men in Black mind eraser things.
If only.
I would like one of those.
I would too. Anyway, Lab Coat Girl has hidden cameras in Inukai-san's house.
How?
Yeah, that's what I asked too. No answers. She also had video of him peeing and being recorded.
Was that like
from a distance? Like not Inukai-san's pictures. Literally from a distance of Inukai recording him peeing.
So does she got like drones or something?
Don't know. It's not explained. Anyway, not too long into it, we're putting a ball gag on the dog now.
You mean a muzzle, right?
No! It's a wiffle ball with the belt on it.
But they make muzzles for dogs.
They do!
Like, that seems like a way cheaper option.
Anyway, the ball gag is a dog translator.
Okay, how? How and why?
I don't know!
Wait, hang on. It's a gag.
Yes!
So you can't talk.
He bites into it, and apparently his dog noises get translated into human speech. I don't understand. Look, she turned him into a dog! Like, I don't know how else to explain this crap.
I'm just kind of hung up on the gag being a translator, because that's, like, the option of what you want a gag to do.
Yeah, I know. But, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Couldn't have been, like, a little collar with a little bell on it or something?
Would have been nice, but no. No, it has to be fetish gear. That's what the show is.
Okay.
Anyway, and Lab Coat Girl is also insane. Like, she's pulling all the crazy shit.
I thought you were about to say she's also a dog who's turned herself into a human.
No, but she carries around this dog plush with an eye patch, and I'm like, Solid Snake dog? But, yeah. And there's some real close-in shots of her mouth open and, like, drooling. Like, it's so gross.
Is it like Rugrats style where they put the camera in their mouth?
It doesn't go in, but it's like way too close up and it's way too detailed and there's drool everywhere and I'm like, this is not attractive. This is just gross. And I put it here, I'm like, never been more limp. Because I'm like, this is for someone. It's not for me. This show isn't for me. But God.
And here we are.
God. So yeah, she tells him that in order to turn back into a human, he has to... Well, she says she has to kiss Inukai.
The true love's first kiss thing.
But she explains that it just has to be a fluid transfer, so technically he could just lick her, you know...
Sweat, yeah, okay.
Sure, let's go with that, and not her brand name juice. Oh, God. But yeah, that's where the close-in mouth shot, like, this girl is fucking nuts. Like, in an entire show of crazy people, she's up there. So yeah, Pro Dog has chosen the dog life because what's her face? The Lab Coat Girl refers to Inukai as her guinea pig, and he gets all mad about that. So he chomps.
I'll show you. I'll stay a dog.
And so he chomps down on the ball gag and breaks it and runs away. And then Inukai actually kisses the fucking dog. So I'm like, human form imminent. Except not. We cut, and he's still a dog. And he's just like, alright, well, I guess that didn't work. And then she's like, and Inukai's like, I'm gonna start treating my dog like a baby. And I'm like...
What?
Okay. It's like, well, babies have to keep warm, so I gotta hook them real close, and gets it right in her cleavage. And then suddenly her shirt is off. And she's talking about Mommy Milkies. And I'm like, okay. And then bras come off. And I'm like, everyone's topless. And I'm like, where's the hammer? I need to beat my brain out because I'm dying. Because two of the girls, everyone loses their shirts. Nekotani, Usagi, and Inukai all lose their fucking shirts. And Inukai and Usagi are like fighting for
who gets to feed the dog.
Yeah, and then and Nekotani doesn't put her shirt back on, but is like, don't do that, you stupid dog. And I'm like, well, I'm with you, but put your shirt back on. Like, I don't know.
Everybody else is shirtless, so you gotta be shirtless. This is how it works.
Oh my god. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there, like, thinking about fluid transfers again. And I'm like, no! No! I don't want to think about it.
So does it specifically have to be hers, or can it be any human?
Well, as far as I can tell, she was lying. Because he didn't change back into a human.
So she was like, hey, go drink her juices as a joke.
I don't know. I think she's just spying. It's so weird.
Is she like building a collection of? Is she gonna blackmail her?
I do not know. I really don't know. I don't know what her plans are, and I'm not gonna read the manga to find out.
But you are gonna watch season 2.
No!
You're gonna leave me high and dry like this?
Yes.
Gonna make me watch season 2?
You're not gonna watch it.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm gonna forget about this as soon as you leave.
Anyway, episode 13, dog pool. What? Bikini top removed at 58 seconds. Like, we're literally just removing tops now, and I'm getting very angry. So yeah, dog pool for dogs. I didn't know that was a thing. And then Inukai nearly let the dog drown. Like, she, like, let go of the dog. Dog can't swim because it's a fucking puppy. It's also a human, doesn't completely understand dog stuff. So yeah, they get the dog out of the pool, and I'm like, good job, Inukai. Real good dog owner. And did you know that horny makes you work out harder? Because I sure didn't.
I mean, I would assume horny sends out brain wave things to get you to, like, to fight through the pain of having to gyrate so much.
Well, because what's happening is that Inukai wants to go to the pool because she's a little overweight. And so after nearly letting the dog drown, they're like, well, maybe we'll just do exercises outside of the pool. That seems safer. And then, like, Nekotani apparently does sports, so she's doing sit-ups just fine. And Inukai's, like, struggling with it. And, like, doesn't know how to do sit-ups properly, so Pro Dog comes over and puts his paws on her feet to hold her down. And I'm like, that's not gonna fucking work. That's not enough weight. But then she gets, like, this glint in her eye and is like, and I'm like, oh, God, no. And she just starts doing sit-ups like crazy. And I'm like, girl, you're gonna fucking ruin your abs. Like, calm down. And then they're doing squats. And then, Nekotani gets chased by a dog. Because that's just what she does. And so Pro Dog comes over and yips at Inukai, and then she just starts doing squats like crazy. And we have to watch that from a low-angle shot, and just... there's dog faces in places where I'm sure when you uncover that on the DVD, it'll do something for somebody. But, like, I don't care. I want to get out. I don't want to be here. This is weird. Because I know it's about a dog. But anyway. So yeah, then we finally cut back. It's actually been a... I forget what it's called. But like the whole top removal slip-up thing actually happens later in the episode. But we see it early on.
Media res.
Like. Yeah. So, both of them lose their top. Nekotani and Inukai, and then Protog is like, well, I gotta get Inukai's top so no one sees her boobs. and so he swims, and that's the moral of the story.
So you can learn to swim if you want to cover up titties, okay?
I don't fucking know, dude. Like, all I'm saying is, like, literally the entire content of this story was they go to a pool, dog can't swim, dog motivates girl to exercise, dog can swim to retrieve bikini. That's the story, and everything else, all the rest of the non-content is just awful looking fan service. It's just a bad time. Anyway, episode 14, Dog Date. I mean, it's like school festival dog date, but like, yeah, dog date. So I'm like, oh boy. First, so I don't know when this takes place because the school festival, like, I don't know when she, like, the pool thing must have happened before or after. I don't know. It's unclear. It just seems like it was just in the way and they needed a filler episode. But, so they're at the school festival, and What's-Her-Face is getting a drink. And, Inukai. And Usagi shows up and is like, oh boy, you're free. We both took a break at the same time. Let's hang out. And so...
This is the same festival as the Dog Cafe, Bunny Cafe. Okay.
Yeah. And so, of course, Inukai is, ready to stab a bitch, but she's instead decides that we're gonna go to a haunted house, you know, the haunted classroom, whatever. Within 5 minutes, Usagi has tripped and fallen, and her boobs are out, and I'm just like.
I mean, that's what happens when you trip and fall.
Well, she's in her bunny outfit, but regardless. Okay. Pro Dog must now re-top Usagi. And, I'm like, Jeebus, this girl is horny. Because what happens is that Inukai is pretending not to be scared, but she actually is. And Usagi's having an absolute freak out. And Pro Dog is like, I gotta get her top back on. I don't know why he feels the need to do this.
Look, nobody can see titties in school. Can't handle it.
Yeah, well, regardless, so in the process, because Pro Dog is on a leash, so in the process of trying to, he, like, latches on to her, like, fishnet, and she starts freaking out because she can't fucking see. And she gets absolutely wrapped up in this dog leash that has magically gotten like 30 feet long. And so he starts basically climbing her to get to her top. And then his tail starts wagging and we're back to... And he literally calls it, oh, she's using me as a doggy vibrator. Because his tail is wagging right there. And... she just loses it.
Okay.
Oh, she's so into it. It's so ridiculous.
Kind of ruins the mood of the haunted house, but...
really does!
Like, I feel like if I was one of the students operating it, I'd be like,
there were no students in there! There was like a skeleton that fell down and that was it! Well, it was just dark!
Somebody's gotta go put the skeleton back.
Yeah, well, I don't understand. So yeah, she just absolutely loses it. But he manages to get her top back up, and she gets untangled and escapes. But it turns out, in the process, the leash had gone right between Inukai-san's legs, and there is now a puddle of...
brand name juice.
Of Inukai-san's juice. Capitalized. Trademark. And then I'm just like, and Inukai is either wet herself or, well, can I quit? And then I'm like, is he gonna do what I think he is? Because I had paused it when he's like, so Sayu ran out and told the people that are doing such a terrible job of running this thing, because they're outside, that there's still a girl in there. And Pro Dog's like, oh no, I can't let them see this. And I'm like, no, don't do what I think you're gonna do. And then I said, thank dog, he just throws soda over it. Like, he throws soda over her, and so she's...
So now she's sticky. Now she's sticky
all over instead of just somewhere. But it covers up effectively. They think she's wet because of the... It turns out it's actually barley tea and not soda. But regardless, so yeah, and then after that, she's like, "Thank you," because I guess she was aware enough of what had happened.
Thank you, weirdly cognitive enough dog.
Yeah.
Thank you for solving the situation.
Yeah.
How did you know to do that?
Don't worry about it.
Are you keeping tabs on me?
She's not questioning it. And so it ends with most of the tea was gone, but there was still a little bit left, so she drinks some of it and then she offers it to the dog because I don't know if dogs can drink tea. They probably can, but you probably shouldn't do that because it's probably got caffeine in it, but whatever. And then it literally ends with him saying, like, it really feels like we're two lovebirds at the school festival. And then I have in asterisks, retching begins. Me just going,
And then your neighbors came over to find out what was happening, right?
I don't really have any neighbors that give a shit. So yeah, that was my experience with my life as Inukai-san's dog. It is so poorly animated. At one point, there were characters literally sliding.
No, that's good.
Yeah, no. But it wasn't enough of it to like point and laugh at because unfortunately the rest of it is just dog fetish. So yeah,
So you would recommend it to everybody?
If you have a strong constitution.
This should be like one of your starter animes, like
no,
like the first one you watch.
This is pure anime. Okay. There's anime bullshit, but then you go deeper, and it's like
this is something that you should watch with your parents.
No, this is something you should only watch if you live alone, and you can watch this while not letting the fan service actually get to you. Because the only value that I think can be gleaned from this show is to be able to suffer through it and laugh at it, because it is nothing but bullshit the entire time. It is just excuses to have hentai scenes, but the dog is involved, and you're like, why? Why is the dog involved? Stop doing that to the dog's tail. Why are you sucking his nose? What? Like, just... Like you want to gouge your eyes out. And it's really, really embarrassing when the show, like, plays at, like, there's actually a serious story underneath this. And I'm like, that's nice, but...
So they just kind of dropped the scientist lady, right? She just stopped showing up?
No, she's a recurring, like, from the point where he remembers her, and, like, I think,
because, like, it seemed like after she gave him the thing, like, hey, if you drink the juices...
Well, from what I can tell, either the date thing was just, like, plucked out of the festival part to act as a season finale, because it really feels like the point at which he finds all this stuff out should have been the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
but like, I don't know. It really just feels like they had like 2 more episodes than they needed, and they just. It's either that they didn't want to end on a plot point because, let's be fucking honest, that's not what the show's for. The show is not about the plot. The show is about the plot.
Yeah.
And dogs.
Yeah.
God, I wish it wasn't. Because as absolutely fucked as this show is, I am kind of curious about the plot. Like, how did he turn into a dog? How does that work? What does the lab goat girl want? But I'm not going to wade through this putrid... It's the anime equivalent of going through the fucking swamps in Dark Souls.
I hear those are really fun, though.
It's just slow, poisonous, and you wish there was a magical item that helped you get through it faster, but there just isn't.
Well, I mean, there's the rusted ring or whatever.
I mean, there might be a speed up function. Play it at 1.5 times, but like I don't know, man. They're already basically like 10 minutes, like at most. Like they're, but they're.
Well, they're the longest 10 minutes you've ever seen.
Every single episode, I had to stop it. Every single episode, there was a point where I couldn't take anymore. I had to pause it and just do something else for a few minutes. It was so bad. The footlicking was the worst. I had to suffer through it. I had to look away and just deal with the noises. I had to chat with you guys on pause so I could just grasp a tiny bit of my sanity to be able to push through it.
No, it sounds like a quality show. It sounds like it'd be like a 22 out of 20 on our scale.
No, it would not, because the animation's already crap. The plot doesn't exist. Fuck. What else? Like, I don't know what genre this is supposed to be, but like, as far as horny genre goes, it's not that good. You could do better. Especially if you can't get past the dog stuff, because that's what it's about. And it's not a good mystery, because they don't like to focus on it. They just want to keep going back to taking everyone's top off. And it's like, cool, show. I don't need this in my life. I don't, because, like, it really puts a damper on all of the fan service when you're like, but these girls just... Okay, Necrotani is, like, debatable, but apparently later in the manga it's shown that she does have a thing for dogs, which is just like, oh, God.
I don't know, every time you say her name, I'm like, she's a cat person. She's got a Neko in the name.
She doesn't own cats. She doesn't own any animals.
Unfortunate. She seems like a cat person.
You would think, but no. In fact, I think she has, like, cat ear, like loop earrings that have, like, cat ears on them at one point. But, yeah, I don't know. No, it really puts a damper on all of the fan service stuff, especially when 90% of it directly involves the dog. And you're just like, I can't unsee the dog.
So this sounds more like a show for your dog. Like you sit your dog down in front of this.
That's if your dog had a human fetish. And the show is cursed. Apparently this manga is also cursed.
Well, I look forward to you delving in deeper at some point. Because I know your curiosity is going to get to you. You're going to have...
I'll just find the spark notes. I'll find the spark notes for the plot.
Oh man, I can't believe you're going to poorly explain
the spark notes for the plot?
Summary.
No, I'm just going to find out what the plot is for my own stupid curiosity, because I know he turns back into a human at some point and is able to, like, turn into a dog.
On command?
At will. I don't know.
I hope it turns into, like, a crime fighting drama.
I don't know.
He becomes a superhero like Spider-Man, but he's Dog-Man?
No, the only thing I remember from, like, his post-dog human trials is that he ends up running up his teacher's skirt as a human on all fours. Because he's been trained to do that by a stupid owner.
Does he have parents?
Yes.
Okay, and they're just
they don't seem to care enough.
Ah, thank God Dave's gone. Fucking leaving his plants all over the house.
I don't even remember what his name is.
Now we got this girl rubbing up on his desk, leaving messes everywhere.
God, now we gotta clean this up. Nah, don't clean it.
We should just get rid of the plants.
That'd be nice. She'll stop showing up. Get rid of the desk, too.
Here's Desk-kun.
Wear some relatively thick gloves for disposing of that desk. Anyway, yeah, if you're able to stomach it, and you want to watch something that's really fucking stupid, and if you have the deep, morbid curiosity that I have, where I kind of just wanted to know if I could deal with it.
And the answer was no. It sounds like the answer was no.
The answer was technically yes. It just took a really long time.
Didn't it take like 6 months?
More or less. I kept telling myself, I'm like, oh, I'll do it. I'll get it done. I've only got 4 episodes left. I only have 4 episodes left for like 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard to get me to finish this, but I was just like, it's...
Well, now it's done and you're a better person for it.
I have literally not watched anything worse, and I hope I don't find anything worse.
Well,
I've watched hentai I could deal with. And I hate most hentai.
I'm glad you're just outing yourself now. I'm going to stop the video before you do anything else that you might regret later. We will see you guys later, hopefully for another Ultraman and not this.